volume up, make sure it's up. Welcome. I am Kimmi. For those of you who may be new, you're like, who is Kimmi? Kimmi is a notary educator who is a notary in Georgia. I've written a few books. I have a podcast. I have a YouTube channel. I have a training company. I have my own mobile notary business. And I love teaching other people about the business. So that's me in a nutshell. I'm married. I think I said I live in Georgia. And I'm very passionate about all things notary. I almost bleed notary, okay? But anyway, welcome to those who will also listen to the replay, those who will listen and watch the replay and the podcast also, okay? Hey, welcome. So I'm going to answer a few questions, and I went live yesterday, and I shared some tips with you all, some gems, I like to call them. And I had a couple more that I actually forgot about because we got off topic. Hey, Pamela, what's going on? Congratulations. What state are you in? What state? So I forgot to mention a few things yesterday when I was live. And if you caught yesterday's live, I got a little emotional at the end. Hey, everybody, welcome. Got a little emotional talking about the fam. And South Carolina, I was just there. Have you heard of, hey Drea, how are you? Have you heard of Woodruff, South Carolina? I was just there over the weekend. I have some dear friends that actually retired from Michigan, which is where I'm originally from. And they're like parents to me. So I go check on them and visit them. I love them about 3 times a year. So I just went there. You heard it? Okay, yes, I was in Woodruff. Woodruff is on the come up. For those of you who do not know, BMW is building a plant there, and they are on the come up. Hey, Valentine, what's up? What's up? You're in Greenville, Southern Greenville. Okay. Minjon is a new notary in Tennessee. I got all these roots tonight. So Minjon, my family is actually in Tennessee, and I just lost a dear friend of mine in Tennessee. Very dear friend of mine. I just lost her. She lives in Cordova. So, Trakita is here from Tennessee also. Yeah, my dear friend, I just lost. That's another story. Y'all ain't about to get me crying up here again tonight, but that was really painful. Thank you. Yeah, only 50 something. Alzheimer's. It's just crazy. So, that's why a lot of times nowadays, guys, I'm gonna get to my points because I do have a few, but we're gonna just chit chat a little bit. A lot of times now, I'm not a YOLO person, you only live once kind of mentality, but after experiencing so much loss, I am more of like, you know what, I'm gonna do what I want to do the best that I can and enjoy myself. Thank you, Mignon. Thank you. Marjan, how you say that? How do you say your name? Yeah, thank you. So, but if it's something I really want to do, if it's something I can afford, I'm not saying go for broke and, you know, do things that are gonna. Oh, you're in Nashville. Oh, one of my other favorite places. I'm gonna tell you about Nashville in a second. Yeah, if it's something I really want to do though, if it's a quick trip or, you know, even like tonight, I worked really hard today. I'm gonna tell you about some things I had going on today, and I just wanted me some ice cream. I really wanted a yogurt where you can go to the yogurt place and make your own little toppings. Add your own little thing. I wanted that, but the traffic was so crazy. I mean, the guys, they are building up. I mean, Atlanta has already been building since 97 when I moved here. But it is getting straight plumb bananas. Everywhere you go, you cannot go left, you cannot go right, you just stuck. So most of the yogurt places are kind of up near Beaufort, up that way. What other city is that up there? Like that, the other part of Snellville, Lawrenceville, but where I'm at, we don't have a lot of stuff. So it's coming. Oh, Chick-fil-A is coming my way. So anyway, all that being said, I want to treat myself to an ice cream because I felt I deserved it today. I had worked, and I just wanted this treat. I'm trying to get my life back on track with my diet, but that's another story. And I ain't even been on my other channel. I'm just like, I got a lot going on. Anyway, so thank you all for your condolences. I appreciate it. So Nashville, really quick, Turkita. Have you heard of a guy called Dave Ramsey? Now, some people don't like him. Others love him. I'm in the category love him. Heart, Dave Ramsey. So I've been a Dave Ramsey fanatic for almost 20 years. I've been to Nashville several times just to go to his facilities. So that's my guy. That's my guy. Oh, filet mignon. Okay, mignon. Okay, cool. Okay, very good. Thank you, mignon. Yeah. So I went to. I've been to Nashville several times, and also another reason we go to Nashville a lot. It's 4 hours away from Atlanta, and they have White Castles. WC. If you know, you know. So that is the closest White Castles to us is in Nashville. They have one in Orlando now, but the closest one is Nashville, and we've been there several times just to make what we call a White Castle run or a WC run. So Nashville is my other place. So anyway, let's see what you guys are talking about. Hey, Lori W, what's going on? Pamela says, I became a notary because I like helping people and also want to work my way up to making good money. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that tonight too, because I ran into someone that actually knew me from YouTube out today, and we were having lunch at Panda Express. It was all right. I could have passed, but wasn't nothing else we really wanted. So that's the only thing about being on the road a lot too, is you eat out a lot. I'm not the person that's going to pack my lunch and pack my celery, pack my carrots. I ain't going to do all that. So we eat out too much. That's the only other thing I hate about being so mobile. Okay, but I want to talk about that because I ran into somebody that saw me, and she kind of looked, and she was like, She said, I know her. And she said just like that, and then Jeff was like, kind of looking like, okay. And then she said, oh, you're a notary. I said, yeah. So then she was like, oh, I can't do that. It's too mobile. It's too much for me. Too much running. I ain't gonna do all that. That's what she said. Just like that. I ain't gonna do all that. I was okay. Don't shoot the messenger. I mean, I enjoy it. I'll talk about that in just a moment because that was one of my notes I wanted to talk about my encounter with her today. Lori W says, I'm just getting out baby step 2 in 1 month. Cool, girl, congratulations. And like I said, if y'all know Dave Ramsey, guys, he's all about the money. I learned so much from him. I'm a banker by trade. I have 20 years banking experience. So I thought I knew money, but at the bank, all they do is teach you how to borrow money. And then once you borrow too much, then they teach you how to get out of it, after the fact. But how about let's not get into all this debt in the first place? Again, y'all didn't sign up for that tonight, so that's another topic for another day. But that's my other passion, is helping people get out of debt. Okay. What else we got here? Trakita says indeed. Lori W says nothing like a slider. And Trakita says yes, but they're closing. The crystals are already a few. Yeah, crystals is not my thing. I eat crystals. They are closing now. But again, that ain't my thing. Okay, so let's get into the topic. So yesterday I shared a lot of tips with you about a signing that I had where I like to carry extra envelopes and extra. I'm looking up here because I'm in my office. I was going to show you, but you know what an envelope looks like, right? The white envelopes. When I take documents to a client and they have not come from a signing company, like in a package of UPS or something, and I print a copy for them, I don't like to never just hand documents with my bare hand like this. Here, this your copy, take it with you. I don't like to do that. I think that is so unprofessional. So if you're doing it, please stop today. Please, if you have your set of documents for your client, I have the fan on. It's a little distracting for me. But anyway, if you have a set of documents for your client, please don't just hand it to them. Please, and please. Let me show y'all my little drawer. It's a hot mess, but I'm going to show you. Hold on. Because I'm in my home office, so I'm going to show you my drawer. This was not planned, so let's see. I'm going to unplug the phone for a minute. It ain't going to die on me. Hold on. I'm going to show y'all my home office. So, y'all, it's a hot mess. But I want you to see how you got to get organized in order to run your business, okay? So, and this is live, so bear with me. All right, we're going to flip the camera. Hold on. All right, so this is the home office. So we have our brother's printer. Got a clock on the wall, okay? Notary educators all the time. My books. Fan, because I'm hot. Scanner. That's our brother's scanner. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Epson Brothers. And then I got this big file cabinet. You see, it looks a little smaller on the camera, but this thing is huge. Sometimes I bought such a big one. But I want to show you in here. You see all my business cards? Those blue boxes are business cards. These are some old stamps that I got to get rid of. I'm going to do a live to destroy them. Okay. Uh-oh. The camera trying to lock. Okay. And anyway, so I wanted you to see all these folders that I have. So see, I have letter size, legal size. I have plastic folders. I don't use these anymore unless it's raining out. But I usually put my documents in these if it's raining. Okay. And then I have the legal, like I said, these. If I have a second set of documents for a client, never just hand it to them. I have legal and letter. And one more thing I wanted to show you is, that's another scanner that we have over there. But this is all my FedEx stuff. These are my FedEx. So you want to open an account with FedEx, okay? FedEx. I have UPS. I just ordered some more because I don't have a lot of these left. Jeffrey said, well, Kim, why you order the plastic ones? He doesn't like these because they loosey-goosey, kind of flimsy. I prefer these than the cardboard because the cardboard, I'm coming back on the camera in a minute, y'all, but the cardboard can get wet. So I want to make sure the documents, nothing happened to them on my watch. Okay. Also in here, these are the envelopes I was saying too. Have a stack of these in your bag. Just plain old white envelopes. Because you can fold up the document and put it in there for your client, their copy, instead of wasting your big ones. Okay. Then also in here, as you can see, I have a bunch of ink pens. I will never run out. I have a bunch of ink pens and markers. Okay. I'll do like that. And then I'm going to show you one more thing. So in here, I keep all my journals, my receipt books, okay? A little junk, a little extra junk. Here go all my journals. Let me see, can you see those? You see all those journals? Those are all my past journals. So I've been told you need to keep your journal for forever. So I do plan on trying to keep them forever. Because people will call you and need that journal, y'all. So don't ever think, oh, I did that assignment, it's over, you know. Yeah, you got to keep your journal. Some by law you have to keep them forever. Others you don't. Make sure that's plugged in. Okay. So anyway, so that's my part of my office. My supplies in the office. I have plenty of paper, legal and letter. I have another drawer. I could have showed you that one, but always have your supplies. We keep extra ink. We keep extra toner. Okay. You got to keep these things. You always have to say, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And one time I printed some documents and they were like smudging because it was at the end. No go. So I had to print 2 sets. So the set that wasn't as clear, I gave that set to my client, okay? But my set that I sent back to the signing company, it needs to be darn near perfect, okay? You heard it here first. Don't send them back no smudgy documents. I'm gonna cut this fan off because it's distracting me. All right, let's get to it. So what questions do we have about what I just showed you, my little office area, part of it? I didn't show you everything because it's just a mess. This is Jeffrey's room too, that he has clothes in and all kind of stuff. So I just did that off the cuff because I wanted to share with you what I was talking about. Sometimes people need a visual. So have your envelopes though for your clients. I'm gonna just recap that really quick and then we'll move on. So again, if I'm so what happened yesterday, this is a piggyback off of the one I did yesterday, the live I did. If you have a client and I had to print 4 pages for a client, I had to go to UPS, print the 4 documents because I did not have a mobile printer. Okay, so I went there, printed it, emailed the documents to them. They printed it, 2 sets. I had one for my client. Those I took and folded up. And I had to borrow an envelope from another client that I was at because I thought I had ran out, but I really didn't. They were in my bag and I just didn't know. So, whatever. So, anyway, have some envelopes. And again, don't even paper clip it. Some people say, well, I'll just paper clip it and hand it to them. No, please, 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 please do not paper clip it and hand it to your client. You want to leave a nice professional taste in their mouth. Now, are they probably going to say, she gave me a paperclip document versus in a folder or an envelope? They're probably not going to say that. Most won't. But are they going to remember that I took out a folder and gave it to them? Like tonight, I did 2 jobs. and I gave them each a folder. Okay. Now one of them I was gonna try to be cheap and give her an envelope, but I actually forgot and gave her the folder. And actually, you can get 100 of those for. I'm gonna look right quick. I got them on my notary educators notary supply list, but I think you can get like 100 for $10. So that's like 10 cents a folder. Okay. So I mean, some people are out to maybe say I gotta make every penny I can make. If 10 cents is gonna make your business or break your business, you do not need to be in business. Okay. I'm all about leaving a nice professional touch. Okay. So let's get some of your questions right quick. So Drea says, does your printer print color? That one is black and white. We have another printer. Since you asked, I'll show you. I gotta unplug the phone again. Since you asked, we have another printer I'm going to show you. So the Brothers is black and white, but we have another printer here is HP, and that one prints in color. I think it was only 120 something. So we typically only print black and white. Now the only time you'll have me that I usually print something in color is if I'm doing a certified copy for a client and it's going out the country. I like to do color. I also like to do license or passport, and again, typically because I know how they're going to be using it based on my screening questions. So they need me to make a copy so they can get it certified and then send it over to be apostilled or whatever. So I do have a color printer, and I think that one was like 120, 130 or something like that. Because our first one we had was a gift from somebody, and it actually just died on us. So we got another one. Yeah, but the Brothers is black and white. I believe you might could put print. Don't get me to lying about that printer. Y'all have to ask Jeffrey. Can you put color in there? Color ink. I don't know. But we have two. And that's the other one that we use is the HP. What other questions does your... Okay, next question from Pamela. What state are you in? I'm in Georgia. But I teach nationwide. And you need to know how to do documents nationwide, Pamela. Your documents are not just going to originate from your state. 90% of my documents do not originate in the state of Georgia. People are moving and shaking more than ever. So they're living in California, relocating to Georgia. Now they're bringing their California documents here to Georgia. I need to know how to notarize that. Someone's visiting you in your state. You need to know how to notarize if they're coming from Michigan, Alabama, Alaska. Okay, so all your documents are not going to originate in your state. That's why we teach you how to be a great notary. We educate you on how to be a great notary because you need to know how to do that. A lot of people are all about, well, you need to know Chat GPT, you need to know marketing, and you need to know this. You do need to know those things. And I teach those things, okay? I love those things. But I already know you don't have no business if you don't know how to notarize. So you need to know how to change the venue. What is a venue? What are the most critical parts of a notarization? Those are things that you have to know, okay? So we go over all of that in a deeper level in all of the trainings, which are part of the mentorship if you have not heard. But we'll come back to the mentorship. I want to go over some more tips that I get your questions and tips I missed yesterday. The mentorship, though, you can find it at notaryeducatorsllc.com. It's the second little square on the front page. If you want to look it up while we're talking here, you can ask me some questions. I'm hosting a free event tomorrow night. It's another reason why I went live tonight. I want to get as many of you there as I can. It's going to be tomorrow at 7. Okay, that's going to be free. It's a Zoom. So we can talk face to face. Okay, so check that out. So Vanetta says, why did you get accounts with UPS and FedEx? Vanetta, good question. I need accounts with UPS and FedEx because I also facilitate apostilles. So those are documents that for those who may be brand new, an apostille is a document leaving the United States, going to another country that needs a higher level of authentication. Some of the states only take UPS. The government only takes UPS. They don't take FedEx if you're doing a DC document. So that's another whole situation. We do include that in the mentorship training. If you want to check it out, it's part of the mentorship training. If that's something you're interested in, but I don't encourage you to just jump right in there. You got to know how to be a good notary first. Then you could add that. So that's why I encourage you also to have an account with UPS and FedEx. Another reason you need an account with UPS and FedEx because I'm an office manager and I run a full-blown business. So sometimes I have clients that want me to do some shipping for them. So I receive a discount from UPS and FedEx. I pass that discount on some of it to my client, and I always add a little bit for me from facilitating it. So for example, I may have a client, he's like, "Dog, I got," and this is just coming from conversation now. They're not calling me to do courier service most of the time. This is just conversation. I might have a client say, "Oh yeah, I got to get this document to Florida next day. I was on my way down to FedEx." Oh, I can do that for you. I add a small little courier fee to it, give them the cost of what the FedEx shipping is, add a little something to it, and then I've made money two ways because I'm serving as their courier, and I'm also using my FedEx account to ship their package for them. Okay, so that doesn't happen too often. Most of the time, I'm using my UPS account and FedEx though for apostilles. That's the number one reason I'm using those. Okay, because they're documents. For example, I had a lady call me today. And this is another. It be so much, y'all. Because when you really do this, then you have story after story. And this is not on my list. I have to stick to the list. But this lady, I have to tell you this because you asked about UPS and FedEx. So this lady called me today. She had 2 apostilles that need to happen for the state of Georgia. She has 2 that has to go to New York because she's from New York. So she didn't tell me that we had the first conversation. She just said I have my, and I asked her some questions, okay? So I did ask my clarifying questions. But today she come back and say, "Oh, by the way," so she has 2 documents that needs to go to New York. So now I can facilitate those for her, but I have to take her document. I have to mail it to New York. New York has to mail it back to me, and I never use USPS. Okay, I've done it once going to DC, but never like state to state. I always try to use UPS or FedEx because I want to be able to track it. So that's another reason, because all day long I'm sending stuff back and forth to these different states and everything, different countries even. And you want to have a way to track it, and those are the best ways to track it, UPS and FedEx. So that's why I have envelopes. And you need an account too. It is a little tricky sometimes getting an account. They don't make it easy. And they will get you, if you like Christmas time right now, you start trying to get FedEx so you can ship off Christmas packages. Oh yeah, they will get you, honey. Don't do it. They are watching and monitoring. If you go from not using your account a lot to all of a sudden you shipping off 100 packages around the world at Christmas time, yeah. So be careful. Don't misuse your account because it's a privilege to have those accounts. It really is, because it's a huge discount. Huge discount, okay? Vanetta says, "What do you do with the extra copies? Is it okay to fold them?" Yes, you can fold their copies. Yes. So for example, the lady that I was talking about earlier with the 4 sheets, 4 documents, and I had to print them, and I printed a set for her. Well, at UPS, they printed it for me. But her copies, yeah, because she's not even finding her copy. So I would just take it, make it look really nice, kind of fold it, make it look really nice, flat as I can get it, and stick it in the envelope. Now, the client I was talking about today, their documents, they had about 20 documents. And I still could have folded that kind of flat and stuck it in the envelope versus giving them a folder if I wanted to. Because, again, the company didn't send anything, okay? They just said give them a copy. They don't care how they get it. My instructions were not from the company to put them in a folder or an envelope. That was not my instructions. They never tell you that. They just say give the client a copy. So what most notaries do, but see, I teach you how to be a boss around here, okay? Let's just keep it clear. I do. And I want you to stand out. This is what I talk about being a go-to notary. So instead of just handing them the documents, though, because, again, most notaries, if they read the instructions at all, instructions will never say, hand your client a document inside of an envelope. Or they don't say that. Just give it to them. And that's what most notaries do here. So I think, again, customer service, from a professional standpoint, fold it up, throw it in the envelope. And then the white envelopes are even cheaper to buy than the manila envelope. So I told you that's like 10 cents for each manila one. A plain old white envelope, you can get a box of them of 100, $6? What's that, 6 cents per thing, less. So I'm all about professionalism, okay? So I wanted to talk about that. And so, yes, it's okay to fold them. And now, if I have a whole refi package, I'm not going to try to fold that up and put it in an envelope of 150 to 200 pages. That's going to go in one of my manila folders for sure, okay? And I usually write their name on the outside of it, so I know which set is theirs, and then the blank set is mine to execute, okay? If you don't know what execute means, probably need to be in training. But I'm going to tell you what it means. I'm going to tell you. But to execute means to have the document signed, okay? Do you have a mobile printer? I do. I went back and forth on this the other day because we typically try to come home and do all of our printing. I recall us saying we were going to buy a printer. I know for sure we did not buy this printer. There is a printer that I wanted to buy, and we fell in love with it. It was referred to us actually by somebody else. But you had to have special paper, and the paper was like $25, I think. And we don't print enough for that. So for me, it was just easier to send this over to UPS. They charge $3 or something. Okay. So I'm going to say, no, we don't have a mobile printer. I know we have 2 mobile scanners, though. I know for sure we got 2 scanners. But we're looking into a printer. Just something that will print like 5 or 10 sheets, you know. Because I'm not trying to print a whole loan signing package out of the back of the car. At least I don't think so. I usually like to come home and do that because I don't schedule my appointments. Boom, 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 boom. I like my appointments every couple hours. Now, that's just me. I like time to, what I like to call, become one with the package, look at the package, examine the package. All right, let's move on because we're getting off track. And I got all these tips. I got tips. I'm about to come back again tomorrow. Okay. Pamela says, I need to learn that for sure because I really don't know about the notary stuff for anyone coming to this state. I'm just now learning. Yes. So you do need to know that. And that's something you won't probably even find in your state handbook. They don't teach you how to execute documents coming from another state. Everything that you learn from the handbook is going to be about your state, which is fine because you do live in that state. You are a notary for that state. But all of your documents are not going to originate from your state. So if you're in Alabama and somebody brings you some documents from California and you're like, oh, you got to go back to California to notarize that. 1, they're going to look at you like you crazy. And 2, they're going to know you're not a professional. Okay, I can notarize anything. Okay, let me say it for the people in the back. I can notarize anything. I know how to do it. How? Because I self-taught, 1. But 2, I can even do a piece of toilet paper. Okay, and I have a video out there. If you've not seen it, catch it. It's on YouTube. It's on this channel. Okay, how do you notarize a piece of toilet paper? You can do it. Did you know that? Yes, you can. All right. That's not just a stunt. I really did it here on YouTube. And it happens. Sometimes people bring you documents that do not have notarial wording on it. So what do? Okay. So next thing, we talked about having envelopes. The next thing I want to encourage you to get is postage stamps. You heard it here first. Good old-fashioned postage stamps. Yes, from the post office, from the USPS post office. Because again, yesterday's client that I was referring to, I had to mail that back to them. I didn't have any stamps. And actually I did have some, but short story, my purse broke like 3 months ago. It was repaired and I just decided not to use it. I've been carrying my cute little fanny pack that I have because it's just so easy to maneuver. And my stamps were not in there. So I had to go to the post office. I bought a book of forever stamps and then I bought well, actually, I sent Jeffrey in there. So we got a book of forever stamps. And then he actually sent that document back, registered mail. So y'all know I was livid. I did not want him to do that. Now, Jeffrey is a boss too. Jeffrey and I think completely different. We think completely different. Opposites attract. I'm like, why you spend $5 on getting that package tracked? It's an envelope. Stick it in the mail. It's going to Atlanta. He'll get it tomorrow. Jeffrey was of the mindset, no, we need to have a record of it. So it's $5. You know how to give you that green thing and show where somebody signed for it? Receipt. I was like, why you do that? That ate into my profit. But see how each person run their business? We have a business together, but our business mindset is different. In his world, it was like pay the $5 and let's get proof. In my world, I was like, why are you spending any extra money? It's all good. So that can be written off on our taxes though. Deduction. I also have a tax course in case you did not hear. I don't talk about it a lot because I just rolled it out. But it's included in the mentorship. I even have a tax course. It goes over your basic things you need to know as a notary for your taxes, okay? So check out the mentorship program. So get a book of stamps though. Put that right in your notary bag. And that way, because I've even had clients say, do you have any stamps? And my first reaction is like, no, I'm not the post office. But then I got to thinking, I have a whole little mobile office back there. So of course their next question is, do you have an envelope? Do you have a stamp? And I have those things. So guess what? Now I can say, yes, I have a stamp. Yes, I have an envelope. So I don't know, a stamp is what, 50, 60 cents? I might say, oh yeah, you can have a stamp and an envelope for $2. Or depending on how much I already charged them, I might give it to them for free. But I've had many clients, at least 5, ask me for an envelope or a stamp or both. I have had that before. Yep. So imagine their reaction when you're one stop. You got everything they need. Okay. Let's go to the next point I had from last night too. I forgot about this. So last night I talked about a company that, and this is another reason why I say when you really do this business, guys, I can come on here and tell y'all a story every day about these notary streets. I just don't have time. But, and the only reason I'm on here again tonight is because, like I said, I really want as many people to come to the free Q&A I'm doing tomorrow. And I wanted to finish my stories because I had some stories, okay? And if you have to miss this and you have to go, I understand because it's late. And I'm a little pumped up because I had that ice cream earlier and I came home and I did my elliptical. So I am a little pumped up. So I'm going to crash in a minute. And my first appointment tomorrow is not going to be until late. I'm going to make it that way. I'm tired. All right, here we go. So the e-check. So yesterday I talked about a client owing me some money that I completely forgot about. And I went back and asked them about it. And they realized that they owe me the money. So I just got that check yesterday. It came in the form of an e-check. So for those of you who may be new, all of your money is not going to be directly deposited into an account. Sometimes a client will send you an e-check. And what you do with the e-check is you print it. And in my case, my bank allows e-checks. So I think Angela has told me before hers does not allow her to deposit paper checks like that, mobile deposit. My bank does, thank goodness. So I'm able just to take my phone and go boop and take a picture of the front, boop, take a picture of the back, and it's in my account. So if someone says they're going to pay you via e-check, it is not fraudulent, okay? That's why I'm mentioning it tonight, because many of you have never received an e-check, and you may not know what that looks like. So it's just like a regular paper check. It prints right on my regular Brothers printer. And then you cut it. I usually just tear it. You can cut or tear. And it just is a regular check. Just don't forget to sign it. And then you use your phone and deposit it. Okay, so that was something else I wanted to talk about, that e-checks are legit. The next thing is, really quick, tonight I had a client, okay, and she needed a ride. Due to her situation. I won't go into details. And my initial reaction was, okay. And you guys know me. And I asked Jeffrey, I said, I must have this super nice written on my face because we've never met before. She wasn't repeat. She called me. She had never saw me before unless she Googled me. And I don't think she had. Sometimes I'll send a client my link and introduce myself prior to the appointment. And because this was a direct client. So she says, hey, can you give me a ride over to the rental car place? And I was like, Jeffrey heard her on the phone. I said, I didn't say yes or no. I just said, let's talk about it when we get together, because we were actually getting ready to meet like within the next 5 minutes. So I'm really just trying to de-stress my mind. I had another client before her that was just a little bit much. And I really didn't feel like even talking about anything extra with her at that point. It wasn't that I wasn't going to help her. It wasn't that I didn't want to help her. But I just needed a few minutes to de-stress before I got to her appointment. So she says, well, I said, just find out where it is, because she was trying to tell me the street and I wasn't familiar with the area anyway. I said, just find out where it is and just tell me when I see you. So once she told me the street, though, I just actually put it in my GPS right quick. I said, oh, it's only a mile from here, sure, in my mind. But I just didn't want to talk about anything else. And that's another little tip I'm going to leave for y'all, too. If you try to jam all of your appointments like hour after hour after hour after hour, you're going to get burned out very quickly. I understand you want to get all the money. I do. But I don't recommend it. I just don't. There are a few of you that might be able to just jam and go hour after hour after hour, schedule them every hour. I wouldn't recommend it. Like I said, I'm like a couple hours in between. I need time to de-stress from the first appointment. I need time to look over my documents to make sure I didn't make any mistakes. I need time just to sit there in that car with me, myself, and I, and think about, okay, now I got to get ready going into the next person. Okay, so it's not like at a doctor's office you just keep seeing people, seeing people, seeing people, seeing people. And even then, doctors can get burned out. They need to take a little 15 minutes sometimes. That's why you're just sitting in the office waiting. They're probably somewhere stressing. Call me. So I'll call her back in a minute. So anyway, I don't book my appointments like that, and I don't recommend you do that either. So in this case, I gave her a ride. What do you guys think about that? I felt okay because Jeffrey was with me. I just did a notary for her. And I know some of you are going to say, well, I don't have a Jeffrey with me. I know Angela, I believe, I want to say she's helped people before. I've never heard Alexa say that she has, but I think I've heard Angela say she helped somebody before. So, each situation is going to be different. But as notaries, they trust us. But now we got to see, do we trust them? Because they know I know all your business, so I'm trustworthy, but I don't know you. So that's just something to think about. So I did give her a ride. And it was all well. She was so excited. She left us the nicest review. And then I was going to talk about really quick. So those were my tips. I had one more. Oh, the last tip. So I ran into this lady. I told you she recognized me from YouTube. We were at Panda Express. So she's looking and she's like, I know her. I know her. And then she realizes what it is. She said, oh, you're a notary, right? I said, yeah. And she does like the, yeah, that ain't for me. All that running around. I understand it's not for everybody. So I don't paint a picture where it's easy, okay? I enjoy what I do. And yes, it is a lot of running around. We were in that car today for hours. Me and Jeffrey. And my niece happened to call Alexis. For those of you who don't know, that one of the educators is my niece, Alexis. Her mom was my sister. And is my sister forever, right? But anyway, she called. She said, y'all sound just like granddaddy and grandma. Because my parents used to be like, rah, 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 rah. And we in the car all day together, so we both gonna get stir crazy because it's just a lot going on. You're interacting with these people, your clients, and things will go the way they're supposed to. One of the clients showed up. The husband and wife both had to sign. Husband came late. That threw a whole monkey wrench in my whole schedule. She said, oh, he's 5 minutes away. End up being 20. That's 20 minutes is a big deal. I'm hot. 20 minutes is a big deal. So, of course I wasn't like, where's he? It wasn't going to change anything anyway. But it just changed, my vibe. Because I'm like, now you're on my time. I've allotted an hour for you. Okay, really 30 minutes. I'll be frank. But I know it could take, I just always allow an hour for stuff. But that job should have been 15, 20 minutes. And she's like, well, can we wait till he gets here? Because I was like, well, let me just start writing her ID down. No. Can we wait for him? Sure we can. He'll be here in 5 minutes. And again, it took 20. Okay, so that's another story. But anyway, so all that being said, so the person that saw me and recognized me today, again, she was like, she don't want to do it. It's not for her. And being a notary is not for everybody. Yeah, I understand that. Some people don't like all the running. Some people don't like all the thinking. Like my sister, my other sister, she'll tell you in a heartbeat, ain't doing it. Not gonna do it. She'll do anything with blood because she's in the medical field. But paperwork and patience and filling out stuff and making sure you have the right ink color, making sure the right paper size and all that, that's not her jam. But for me, I do it in my sleep, okay? When I worked at the bank, I love counting. I love balancing. I love numbers. Even when I was doing Dave Ramsey, even now, I'll rewrite the same thing in different colors because I just like to see it. So I could be a little OCD like that. But it's not for everybody. It's just not. So, that's a whole nother video for another day. So some of the challenges for me, though, I'll cover and then I'll start wrapping up. Really quick, I'll just show y'all for those who may be brand new. So I have the Start Your Notary Business books. Like this one is for Indiana. That's Florida. There's one for Alabama. All 50 states have their own book. This is Georgia. I got one for all 50 states. Okay, how to start your notary business, A to Z. Because mentorship may not be for you yet, but this is a good place for you to start to realize how to build out the business. What is the business? You need to know what you're even getting into. You know, you got your commission. You know, people say you can make money being an apostille agent, doing ink fingerprinting and all that. But what is the actual business of being a notary? So check out this book, okay, for your state specific. And you can find it at notaryeducatorsllc.com under the book collection, okay, under the book collection section. So get the book for your state. It's going to change your life, okay? And then a couple other things really quick. The mentor program is in effect, full effect. We meet weekly. There's a private chat. All of the classes and courses are in the library. You got Notarize Like a Pro, teach you how to properly notarize documents, how to execute, how to do a jurat, how to administer an oath, the apostille training, how to actually facilitate any apostille. Then you also have the loan signing agent course, which takes you from beginning to end, how to do a loan signing, how to accept a signing, about those FedEx and UPS we were talking about earlier, why you need it, covers everything you need. So we're very thorough over here. So let me tell you about some things I don't like about the notary business, as far as my biggest things I had to overcome and still overcoming, okay, quite frankly. So many of you know I don't like pets. So my biggest thing, my biggest thing would be pets. Once I know there aren't any pets that I have to be concerned about, I can usually work around everything else. So another one sometimes is going into untidy homes. Okay, somebody might be a hoarder, or there may be terrible smells just because of the elderly. Sometimes we had a signing just recently. The guy told us his mom was bedbound, and I said, oh no, I didn't know what the smells might be like, because I have a kind of sensitive nose. I do. And I said, what is this going to be like? So I always have my mask, just for health reasons. You know, most of the time if I'm going into an elderly person's home, I'll ask them, do I need to put on my mask or something like that? And they'll say yay or nay. And he was like, no, you don't have to. But if I had a guy in the home and I realized that there's a smell or something that I could not tolerate, then I would have just politely put my mask on anyway and just said, you know, I just do it for your protection, which is true. Because I really want to make sure I don't get anyone sick. And that's the thing with these different diseases and stuff. Sometimes you may not get sick, but the other person can get sick. And if I'm dealing with the elderly person, I already know they got some compromises, you know, with their immune system or whatever, right? So I don't like the unknown. And that's what stops a lot of people. The unknown of the documents was something that when I first started the business was terrifying for me. What kind of document are they going to have? Is it going to be a power of attorney? What kind of power of attorney? How many people have to sign it? So as I started learning how to ask more screening questions, and I learned about different types of power of attorney, which I go over, cut that fan off, which I go over in this state training course that will prepare you so you don't have to be as afraid. You don't. I take some of the fear out. My specialty general notary book, I don't have that one here, but I have another book called Specialty General Notary Book, and it's a course within the mentor program. It comes in 2 different forms. I go over common documents you might see. What is an affidavit? How to navigate a jail? How to navigate a hospital? See, when I was starting, I didn't have anyone to show me all of that. That's how my YouTube channel became so popular, because I actually would show people what it looks like to be a notary. What does it look like to go to a hospital? What does it look like to navigate a jail? Okay. Now I didn't actually have to go in the jail, but I had the call, so I was able to talk about what it looks like. But what is ink fingerprinting? I showed people what to do. So that's how my channel ended up growing, my business ended up growing, because people were like, oh, okay, she knows what she's talking about, which I did know, and I do know, because I do it every day. I'm not just a YouTuber. That's what I told the lady at Panda. I said, well, you can tell people I'm not just a YouTuber, because I actually am out here in these notary streets. And that's how I have a different story every day, because I'm actually walking the walk, talking the talk, and doing the thing. So again, I understand for some of you, and actually just starting a business is challenging too for some people. For me, it's not. I love business. I've been in business. I love the idea of it. I love being an entrepreneur. I'm a talker, if you couldn't tell, and I just love people. So for some people, other persons, that's not their natural MO. So I understand that. I understand. So we work through that too in training by doing role play. The other night, I had one of my mentees, and she said, "Well, I've been getting calls from signing companies, and they're saying, asking her about how much experience she has." And she told me what she says and whatever. So we did a little role playing. She said, "You mean we're gonna do it right now? That's what mentorship is. Yeah, we're gonna do it right now." By the time we finished and we did our role play, now she's prepared for the next time someone asks her that. Okay? Now she's prepared. So we did role playing. How do you overcome the objection of the person on the phone when they're asking you, "Well, do you have 50 signings?" You speak the lingo. You need to know the lingo so you can speak it. Speak the verbiage. A lot of times when you start a job and they'll tell you when you're talking to your client, do not use company jargon or lingo, like words that only you know. Well, that's a little bit different in the notary space. When someone's asking you, can you perform a signing company, now you want to speak their language. They need to know that, yeah, you know the industry, you know the standards, you know what a hybrid is, you know what execution means. Okay. So it's a little bit different. So these are the kind of things when you really get serious about your notary business, we are the people to help you. We are. If you just want to kind of look around the channel, you're more than welcome to. I got over 1,000 videos here. I'd love to have you. But when you really want to get serious, the mentorship is where you need to be, because that's where you're going to get the most help. I cannot, and I get phone calls sometimes, people like, "Hey, I got this signing. What do I do?" I cannot train you in a 2-minute phone call. There's no way. You have to get the knowledge. And either you're going to self-teach, like I did. I took a couple of years to get everything under my belt, to know how to do this, to know how to do that, to add a apostille, add this, right? But it doesn't have to take you that long, because everything I know, I could teach it to you like, and I know how to chop it up, make it smaller bites, make it palatable so you can understand it and get your money. Okay, that's my gift. That's my gift. So I'm going to invite you once again to our free session tomorrow night. I'm going to get out of here because I've definitely overstayed my welcome. Maybe not, but it's late. I got stuff to do too. But as always, guys, I enjoy talking to you about the notary business. I hope that I've shed some light on some things for you, dropped a few little gems and sprinkles in there for you. And I'll see you tomorrow night at the free session, okay? The free Q&A. That's what it's called, the free Q&A. I think it's about maybe 15 slots left. 15, it might be 20, okay? All right, guys. Well, until next time, this is Notary Life with Kimmi and Notary Educators Training Team, okay? I'm going to say good night to everybody out there. Rest. Bye.